Second video probably makes it seem like it's been like half an hour or like, no, actually doesn't. It was done back to back. I didn't change. Yes, last video we talked about Italy World Cup qualifiers and how that impacts everything. So I decided, but now we're coming back across the Atlantic and talking American football. No, I'm kidding. I really need to make some cool effects. If anyone that watches this does something cool for, maybe an intro or something, that'd be very much appreciated. I would mean a lot. But of course, I know not a lot of people watch this. But anyway, back to the NFL, Week 9. I'm going to start off with my Green Bay Packers and how that was basically a much needed win. Wow. I don't even think that makes sense. But anyway, it was a much needed win if they wanted to stay in the playoff race. That's what I meant to say. And they just did that. I mean, they came to Chicago and did what a lot of people didn't think was going to happen. At least I didn't. I was like, Bears defense is pretty good, especially at home. Beat the Steelers here. Beat the Panthers. Brett Hundley and that banged up defense. I didn't think it was going to be possible, and then it was a miracle. It wasn't a miracle, but it was. They still have a pulse, right? They still have a heartbeat heading into the important part of the regular season. Excuse me. I think they, especially in the NFC North, Lions looked a little vulnerable there again at home against the Browns. So you were like, oh, okay, maybe I was crossing fingers, doing all sorts of praying. I was like, oh, if the Browns could just pull this off, or somehow the Redskins could have just beat the Vikings. Although the Vikings are looking damn good with some dude named Casey Keenum. Sounds like a skateboarder name. Wasn't there a skateboarder dude named Casey Keenum? But anyway, that was the NFC North. Let's take it to last night. The Patriots going to the Mile High, a place where they're not very good at, and Tom Brady and company. I mean, they just kind of shredded that defense. I think it's almost concerning what's been happening to that Bronco defense. What the Eagles did to them. It's put up like not 500. It was like 50 points or 40 something points. And then last night the Patriots put up 41. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a quarterback, right? But I don't think you can put. I mean, I think Brock Osweiler played. He didn't play bad, right? Obviously, he didn't play great. I think it would have been much closer. I think he could have punched in some of those drives had he played great. But he played okay. I don't think the loss was entirely his fault. But yeah, I think in the beginning of the year, on another app that I was using Anchor. It's like a podcasting app. I mentioned how if the Broncos were going to do this, or if they were going to win games and get into the playoffs and make some noise there, I think they would have, because the defense looked solid in the beginning, but they needed help from their quarterback play. Trevor Siemian had a good first couple of games, and then, ta-da, last night happened. So they're I think they've lost 5 in a row now, if I'm not mistaken. Other big news in the NFL is the Cowboys without Ezekiel Elliott look very, 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 very one-dimensional. Of course, duh. That's almost like a given, right? But yeah, I think if he doesn't play for that, if that I think it's a 6-game suspension, if it holds up, I don't know, you could be looking at the Cowboys being in jeopardy of not making the playoffs, right? Because they don't, unless Alfred Morris and I think it's Darren McFadden get going, and then teams are going to have to start respecting that run game, but it's clearly not the same as having an Alfred Morris or as it is having an Ezekiel Elliott back there, right? And also, Sean Lee is out, so that's their main guy on defense. That's taken. I mean, that defense is taking a blow, so it's going to be interesting for the Cowboys. I think they're going, or well, I know they're playing the Eagles next. If I'm not, I think they are. So that's going to be a really tough matchup, and that's going to be a much needed win if they want to stay afloat in that division. Eagles win would almost but certainly seal that. So yeah, that's the concerning, I think, factor for the Cowboys is how is Dak going to respond without Ezekiel Elliott. Other NFL news, what else happened? We talked Packers, Cowboys, Patriots, Pittsburgh Steelers almost got caught a little sleepy or a little bye week. Yeah. Bye week drunk. We can coin that as a term. Where they almost lost to an Andrew Luckless Colts team, right? I mean, they managed to win out, I think it was 2017 win. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers are right at top of the AFC with the New England Patriots. What else? The Bills lost to the Saints. The Jets, I believe, lost to the Bucks. And yeah, that's the NFL, where it's mid-November, and this is where games really start to matter. Injuries are going to be huge, depending on, right, if you're still in the playoff contention, it's going to be huge. And this is where things just start shuffling everywhere, right? Then it starts getting into December, and then all these tiebreakers come into place, and then wild card seedings, and then it's just a huge mess, and then you're praying for someone else to lose so your team makes it in, and all this. If so-and-so wins, this team's in, if this, blah, 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 it becomes a shit show. But it's fun, though. It's the NFL. So yeah, how did your team do? Let me know in the comments, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.